Warhammer fantasy players, myself included, are some of the most miserable people on the planet. So why am I happy? Okay, yes, I'm happy, happy about the state of the game. I don't, and you're like, are you sure you're not drunk? I'm like, and why is that always the first thing people go to? My mom, my doctor, those nice people at my intervention. And look, I'm. This isn't about me. Look, why am I happy about the state of the old world? Well, I think we're in a good place. I mean, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Um, I know it looks like I'm about to unveil something back there. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just pretend like that's nothing. Shh. Keep it down. Don't make me get the hose again. Look, I'm happy. The game is in a great place. I think the game is in such a good place. I think our go-to whenever something drops seems to be 2 minutes of excitement, and then, well, what about the legacy factions? What about infantry? Infantry is still not balanced. What about pig? And that's just the way we do. And I think we're in a good place. I think the game is in a great place. I think Games Workshop is doing a great job. Anyway, this video is brought to you by Games Workshop. If you like, I'm sorry, no, oh, come on, of course not, please. Even if they were like if they were to sponsor this video, I'd be the first one to say that. All right, that's a sign they're about to go under. But no, I think they're doing a great job, and I think maybe, like, I hate to sound optimistic because I feel like every time we're optimistic about this game, it's like the coyote right before he's about to get hit with an anvil, and I feel like that's where we're at a little bit. But I'm very excited about the state of the game right now, and I think there are a few things happening that I really love, and yeah, let's get into it a little bit. Uh, Number one, first of all, this is coming off of Adepticon and the video and the teaser, which I watched. I only watched the old world part. I didn't watch the rest of it. So I'm on a little bit of a high from that, like I think not a literal high, like, anyway, this isn't about me. This isn't an intervention. Look, anyway, first point. This has been out for just over a year, and look at everything we've gotten. And, instead of looking at what we haven't gotten yet, let's look at everything we got. Imagine if they said, like, when it came out, what was it, January 20th or something like that in 2024? If they said, all right, in a year and a half, we're going to give you 10 armies, including one that you've never seen before. Also, we're going to let you play a troll army, a minotaur army, some of your favorite. I mean, we would have been happy, like putting out 10 armies in a year. That's a lot. Uh, and they also gave us playable lists. They've done a lot of work. Um, and I think we need to take a second to just be like, they're delivering. I feel it doesn't feel like the old world is their sort of redheaded stepchild. It isn't their Miss Junk that they lock in a room with like a curtain over one thing so that it can't get into the liquor cabinet. It's like they're treating it like a game that they want to have more of. So I think that's one. That's my first point, and I think it's good news. Two, Cathay. How can you not be excited about what you saw? That army looks so good. And these are gonna sell out everywhere. Like they're gonna sell out like a week after the day of in stores, or in Australia, like next year when they finally get them in stock there. But they're great. They all look good. Like the regiments look solid. I think they have a lot of character. There's that one cannon with like an ogre, then there's this one guy like smoking a pipe while holding a firework, which by the way, I know fireworks was invented in China, were invented in China, but smoking while lighting fireworks, that's a redneck thing all the way. I'm sorry, that's ours. That's ours. Like blowing off a finger with fireworks, that's ours. That's 100% invented by us, okay? but they have a lot of character. Like there's a guy in one of the lanterns with like a holding on to something too, looking down. They seem to have a lot of character. And what I really love about this is that these sculpts, they almost look better as sculpts than they do in the video game. And some they do. Like the Longma, I remember looking at Total War 3 and I was looking at some of the pictures of the Longma cavalry, and I was like, yeah, it just looks like a deformed horse. Big deal. But then they released it. I mean, they showed a picture of the sculpt. I'm assuming that's what the sculpt's going to look like. I can't imagine they would, bait and switch it. But like they do to me at the liquor store. But look, it looks great. It looks absolutely amazing. The dragon, I assume the dragon will be able to fly. They fly in Total War 3. They don't have wings. I assume they'll still be able to fly. Pretty badass. It's one of the best miniatures I think I've ever seen. I mean, I like old school stuff. I like sculpting. I like the process. And I will never be able to compete with this. And I understand that. And looking at that, I'm like, do I want to buy this? And I mean, it's that good. And I think I'm excited. I'm just excited. They're adding new regiments, new mechanics, new characters. Everything that they're adding is brand new, and it's just like they wouldn't give this dedication. They would have phoned it in if they weren't really committed to this game, and I'm excited about it. Number three, the community. I know I like the community. We're all angry, sort of like grumbling idiots sometimes, and I'm the biggest grumbler. But the community is really behind this game. I think I don't know of many people who've gone back to eighth edition or sixth edition 100%. Most people, if they do play this game and they play other editions, they still play this game. And I think the community cares. I think we're seeing that because the community's having events where they have comps. Um, but also Val from Squarebase putting out that Renegades list. That took a lot of time and effort, but what really is exciting to me is that the community, in one poll, 70% of the people in the community wanted to play with this Renegade list. 70%. We don't get 70% on anything. Unless it's like, what does this game need improvement? We're like, yeah, but 70%, that means people want this game to be balanced. They're putting in their own effort. So they're saying, we want more armies. We want you to be there. We want you to be competitive and we want you to have fun. And that's great. And one of the other things that the community, you notice, this game is about playing someone and having fun. So if you're playing someone and the game's not balanced, like I think it was Mountain Miniatures I was watching, and there's like, yeah, I don't want to play this because it'd be too fair of an advantage against you. So I'll do this, and you can do this, and it's like that's what this game is about. And just to see that, I really love that. And I don't feel like we would have been there we were there last year. I think last year we were at the point like, how come they haven't put out a general's compendium yet? When are they going to put out a general's compendium? It's things like that. And now we're like, yeah, this is good. We can actually make our own changes and go from there. And I think that's wonderful. Number four, I'm excited about the possibilities. I mean, I'm excited about the game and excited about what's coming next. I mean, I haven't really been excited about what's coming next for a while. I was excited when the game came out because I wanted to see it and I wanted to play again. But it wasn't like I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see what these Tomb Kings look like. I mean, that wasn't not really. I was excited for the game. I was excited to read the book. I was excited to just have an army and play Warhammer, but I wasn't really excited about any of that stuff. But now I'm excited. I mean, Cathay just like next level, like, and not just Cathay, but also the Wood Elves. Some of the things they brought up with the Wood Elves, like they're gonna have the old school beasts that they used to have. They're re-releasing the dragon, the forest dragon, which is always one of the coolest miniatures that they have. The Beastmen look great. They're adding I can't remember. Is Praetorian? Is that the name of the beast from the monster book from the early 2000s? They're doing a lot, and I'm excited about what's next. I cannot wait. Um, I want to start a betting pool on what's coming up, but I think Kislev obviously has to be the fan favorite. I think everyone wanted to see Kislev. Supposedly that was going to be the army that came out at the beginning along with Cathay. Who knows if that's true or not? But it also could open the door for other things, whether it's dogs of war, we have like the Talia and all that stuff. But also Nippon was just added to Total War 3, Arabies in Total War 3, and Ind, that's another one that was, again, just a footnote, but they could make an entire army and bring it in. Like all these things are now possibilities, which it's exciting. It's kind of exciting. I'm even getting, look at me, look at me. I'm drunk with happiness and alcohol. I I think I think it's a great thing. Now, one of the things I thought was interesting, if you watch the teaser, if you watch the Adepticon when they had the Games Workshop had their video, they had a question, like a viewer question. Someone was watching the stream, looking at the YouTube comments, and threw out this to the moderator. He said, "Who is Cathay's biggest enemy?" And what they said was chaos. Like that's it. That's all they said was chaos. And this may be reading a lot into it, but I think their biggest enemy were the ogre kingdoms. And they didn't say ogres. And I don't think they could have said ogres because I don't think they can acknowledge that it's not a legacy faction. Um, but they said chaos. I do think eventually legacies are going to be coming back in to some extent. I mean, dark elves were already taken out of the Age of Sigmar range, supposedly in the Cities of Sigmar, but they didn't say ogres, and they said chaos. And then I started thinking, what if that means, and hear me out, if they are going to remake a chaos army, not warriors of chaos, not beastmen, what if they are going to put out a chaos army? It could be demons, could just be maybe worshippers of chaos, it could be something else. We do know the map had chaos on there, and they did change them slightly with different colors. What if it's got to be something like that? I mean, chaos exists throughout the games and Games Workshop. Um, so I think they could do this without stepping on toes. And there's such free reign. I think they could do a lot. What if that's it? What if the next thing they do is going to be something along those lines? Um, I don't know. We'll see. I still think Kislev's a safe bet, probably 5 to 1 odds. But Chaos, I think I would give them a 25 to 1. You know, hedge your bet, hedge your bet. Uh, and I just so we'll see. But it's just we know they're probably not going to release back-to-back human armies, and if they do back-to-back, they definitely won't do back-to-back-to-back. If they do back-to-back-to-back, then they definitely wait. So anyway, I don't think it will be like just human, 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 human. They got to break it up with something. Either that'll be a legacy faction or something new. So, but yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. I do have updates. I do my Christmas Village Army of the Criminally Insane is coming along nicely. Yeah, I finished a lot. I'm gonna have a video of that next week. But in the meantime, tell me what your thoughts are if you're excited for the game, if you think I'm delusional, if you think I'm drunk. I don't look, just because I have a drink now and again doesn't make me a drunk, all right? But yeah, what was I saying? I don't know. I don't know. Look. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your thoughts. Tell me if you're going to buy the Good Thing Army. I mean, they look great. They look absolutely amazing. And tell me if you're going to buy them and scalp them to people in Australia because you know they won't get it till next year. Stick it to them. Yeah. Or just what else you're excited about. I would love to hear it. So in the meantime, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.